Andy and Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O. That's Dave Cackley. Together we make this astounding duo that has delivered the news in our very own super special way since long before this whole Skype thing came along. And well, it might have been there, but we never used it. We relied on that older technology that seems to be dead now.
Yeah.
So we've had to migrate to something new, and here we are. So last night, I get this, 2 straight hours live on the internet from the Frohenthal. I talked nonstop to everybody that would show up to talk about their program coming up at the Frohenthal Center. And dude, I got to tell you what, over the years, I think I've become a fairly okay interviewer. You know what I mean? I can talk about a multitude of subjects. I can talk to just about anybody. I can make it informative. I can make it relatable. And I'm not saying that I'm really, really good at it. I'm good. Okay. I'm okay. But when you stack them together in 2 hours, and it's one after another, and you're talking about different subjects with different people from every walk of life you can imagine, and it's 2 hours straight, you want to talk about bullets whizzing past your head. Holy mackerel, man.
You're impressed with yourself now, aren't you?
I got done with that thing last night. I was like, woo.
You're like, wow.
I thought I did good.
I'm pretty amazing.
I thought I did good with that one last night.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
It was, I think we took like 2, maybe a minute break here and there so I could clear my throat and whatever. And other than that, man, it was one after another for 2 straight hours online. And I thought I did pretty good.
Well, you're genial. You're affable.
Yeah.
People like you. So they find you easy to talk to, easy to open up to, easy to let you know the goings on.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was a nice night at the Frohenthal, and my only complaint was that I was in the middle of this thing, and I was doing what I had to do. And, they got the nice restaurant down there in the basement called Smash, and the smells of the food kept wafting up through the – and I'm like – kept smelling the steak.
I saw a little drool.
I know, right?
A little drool came through.
So, but thanks to Derek, who came out and did a fantastic job. Derek Wong runs the stuff behind the scenes, and all the guests that came on and everything like that. Man, that was a marathon, dude. That was wild.
Oh, I'm glad you were able to recover.
Do nothing?
What?
Did you sit around the house and do nothing last night?
Oh, dude, man, you know me. I've got my nose to the grindstone. I'm helping out at the old custom countertop company. They're
how's that going?
Oh man, I had the hardest time because I was doing this L-shaped kitchen, and I was trying to put it together, and it came from 2 different people who are in construction or do any kind of remodeling. Understand how difficult this can be. I had 2 different pieces of countertop that I had to fit together. And I put them together. I had to take them apart, put them back. Like, that didn't fit. I'm swearing. I'm cussing up a storm. I'm throwing stuff.
Were you really?
Yeah. This thing took me 4 hours. Finally got it together. Looks good, but it was exhausting. It was about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
So I'm a man. Old lady's house putting together a countertop. And
no. I was at the shop. I was at the shop doing that.
Oh, no.
No, I wouldn't swear at some old lady's house. Wouldn't do that. I think.
What do they do? Come to your shop and use the countertop?
No, you buy them there. We put them together, and then somebody else installs them. We have a guy who installs. I don't install anything.
Do they take them apart and then go install them?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they're separate and they have to be fit together on the job. Other times we assemble them there.
Oh. So
it was one that I had to assemble there, and it was frustrating because it's something I haven't done for a while, and it was just it took a lot out of me. I think part of the problem was I was using a lot of profanity, and God was mad and said, no, the more you swear, the bigger trouble you're going to have with this. So you keep on doing it, keep on dropping F-bombs, and we'll see what happens. And then
was your son right-handed?
No, he was not. No, I wouldn't do that in front of Max.
Come on, you would.
No. Swear in front of your kids. They learn that on the bus. They learn that on the back of the school bus. They don't learn it from mom and dad.
When you were young, did your dad ever go on a cussing streak in front of you?
No, and you know what? My dad dropped the F-bomb once. He would give you the PG-13 swears,
Yeah.
But he wouldn't drop the R. He dropped the F-bomb to me once.
Yeah.
And that was to really drive home a point. And he did it, and I understood it. And it was a very well-placed F-bomb. It was the only time my entire life I ever heard him say that.
Right.
But it was to hammer home a point, and he hammered it home.
Yeah.
And it was good.
For us, there was never an F-bomb, but if my dad would, like, say, scrape his knuckles off on a car that he was working on or something like that, you clear a path, because every other, PG-13 rated swear word was coming out quick. It was quick.
When my dad was
when
working
you were watching a baseball or a football game when you were a kid or something like that, and he would start hollering at the TV.
Yeah.
And oh my God, cuss a blue streak. He just oh, it was great.
And when my dad was working on a lawnmower, that's where it would get. He'd be all disheveled. His hat would be half falling off.
Oh yeah.
You son of a bitch!
How about your mom? What was the most shocking thing your mom ever did?
Oh, my mom swore back in the day, back when she was smoking and was dealing with all 8 kids.
Well,
and she would have that thing where she'd be on the phone being all nice. You damn sons of bitches. And nobody could ever picture my mom doing that now.
Right.
They are shocked. But that was, that was way back when she was a little higher strung.
The 2 things that my mom would do: one, she would gnash her teeth.
Yeah.
She would literally bare her teeth at you, and that was always scary.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then the most shocking thing that ever happened with my mom, see, we had this trailer that we used to go to, it was like a travel trailer, We parked it at this resort up by Macosta, and we'd go up there in the summer, and when we were kids, they'd separate us because we wouldn't get along. So my dad would sleep up in the front with my sister, and I would be in the back end of this thing, sleeping, across the bed from my mom. And one night, midnight, 1 o'clock, whatever, we're laying there in the middle of the night, and she broke wind in the middle of the night. And
your
I'm
mom
here to
did?
tell you what. Yeah, oh my God. At our house, growing up, a fart was a cardinal sin. You literally, if you broke wind around my mom, you got an ass whipping, all right? Kicking, and you dirty, disgusting pig, and blah, blah, blah. So here I am laying there trying to get to sleep one night, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just hear this, and I'm like, oh my God, did that just happen? That's when Mom became human.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
The rose was off. The petal was off the rose.
Those are the days.
Uh-huh.
All right, what are we talking about? News here?
News, more hurricanes. Hurricane Maria hit the Dominican Republic early this morning. This after devastating Puerto Rico. The U.S. territory is now dealing with the prospect of no electrical power for several weeks or months.
It's not dealing with the prospect of it. There is no power on that island, period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The prospect of not having it at all for months.
Months. Nothing.
That's amazing. Maria's
they got to worry about mudslides. They got to worry about all that. Dude, Puerto Rico is a freaking mess.
Well, if the biblical numerologist is to be believed, we've only got 2 days left until the world comes to an end anyway. So
and if that's the case, join us at Whit Buick.
There you go. Absolutely, we'll be there. We'll be there for Armageddon.
That's right.
An 82-year-old woman is suing a Red Lobster in Texas for getting her so drunk she fell in a parking lot, breaking her arm and hip. According to the lawsuit, Marlene Spencer's blood alcohol level was 0.31 when she left the restaurant back in March. Spencer spent 6 days in the hospital and needed a complete hip replacement. Evidently, her daughter had warned the Red Lobster against over-serving her mom. But this woman's like 113 pounds.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't take much to get a little old lady just hammered. If she's had a couple of whiskey sours, she's probably about ready to fall off.
She was drinking those things where you get to keep the lighthouse glass.
Oh.
You go to Red Lobster.
I've never drunk at Red Lobster.
In the fact she probably had half a dozen of these things she was trying to take home to add to her collection. That made her a little top heavy.
Yeah, I got
happen. A bag full of free glasses from Red Lobster.
So you're saying it wasn't the alcohol, it wasn't the fact that her blood alcohol
could have been the souvenir glasses. That's all I'm saying.
All right. That's a good defense. You should be Red Lobster's lawyer. A Rockford man is facing charges after allegedly trying to poison his neighbor's horse.
Ooh.
Kevin Greenwald was seen on home security footage pouring antifreeze into the animal's trough. The horses were not hurt, but Greenwald is facing charges of animal cruelty, felony charge. He could serve 5 years in prison.
Wow.
That's just weird. I mean, aside from it being
horse?
Horrible, aside from it being horrible, it's just a weird. I mean, what did the?
What do horses?
I don't
bother?
get that mentality.
You know,
this guy's evidently.
Horses
this guy
are cool.
owns a,
They just kind of stand there and do their thing, don't they?
Yeah, Mr. Ed was cool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Finally, that horse that was in Animal House, he was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right up to the end when they like that, you know. I think they used the stunt double for the, when they sawed his legs off.
Right, yeah. I would assume so. I don't think they used an actual horse when they sawed off the legs. Finally, workers are expected to break ground on a new multi-million-dollar health and wellness center at Muskegon Community College on Friday. The state approved $5.6 million to support construction of the center in 2016. The $14.1 million facility is expected to open for classes in the winter of 2019. So that's something
how about that?
For prospective students to look forward to.
One of our guests on last night at the Frohenthal thing, actually our first guest was a poli-sci teacher. They're putting on a show about Dr. Martin Luther King at the Frohenthal here in a couple of weeks, and they've got this great guy that reenacts Martin Luther King things.
Oh, that's cool.
A poli-sci teacher on, and I asked him about, we talked about the event, we talked about that, and I said, well, as long as I got you here, let's talk about the current climate of politics in America. And he said that kids today, the 18, 19-year-olds that are in his classes and things like that, are completely engaged over the whole Kid Rock prospect. I
don't understand.
Well, the thought that Kid Rock may run for Senate.
Yeah.
He says he's brought an entire new group of kids into the political arena because they're interested in the fact that he may run.
Okay, but I don't understand what that has to do with the climate with the racial climate.
No, the whole political climate. I said I said we talked about the Martin Luther King thing, and then I said as long as I have you here, let me ask you about the political climate. Yeah, pay attention when I'm talking.
I'm sorry, no.
Wake up.
Well, you did MLK. I thought I had a racial.
You're not paying attention.
Okay,
it's all right. Wake up. Any sports?
Yeah.
Oh,
we do got sports. Cubs lose. They fall to Tampa Bay 8-1. Tigers lose. Nobody cares. A's win 3-2.
What's
why?
The point? Exactly.
The only fan to be is a fair weather fan. When your team sucks, let it go. Let it go. Die Hard is dumb.
At this point, man. But I'll let you know this: Mrs. O is still on the prowl. They better score 6 runs so she can get the free nuggets.
Okay, now that makes sense. All right, you want free? If they're going to get you free food, okay, fine. Follow them for that.
And you better bet your ass if they score 6 runs, we're on our way to McDonald's and we got a freezer full of chicken nuggets. I'm here to tell you.
All right,
peace out there, homie.